right. Welcome back to part 2 for March 7th episode, which we told you about here in the Highland Community Podcast Studio.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm working on it. All right.
Wanted to make sure you gave us the intro this time around, so it's not always my voice.
No, your voice is so pretty, though.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, man. So,
see? Boom. Just helping each other out right there. Dude.
Pushing each other up, man. Lifting each other up. It's what we do.
It's not a big deal.
So one of the things we were talking about as we were transitioning from the last show to this one, because we actually planned this time around to do 2 different parts.
That's right.
And then the interim, we were talking about, like, dude, if we lived next to each other, we would do this every night.
Every night.
It really is so much fun. I really, really do enjoy this. Question for you. You're the resident Cowboys fan. What are they going to do this offseason to ultimately disappoint you in January next year?
What do they need to do to not disappoint me? I think you meant to say not. I think you meant to say not.
Sure, that's what I meant.
Oh, dude, I don't even know. You know, I would like to see them go all in with players and just, I'm talking like 1-year deal players and just put everything on the line. Tell Jerry Jones take a back seat. You know, they hired Jimmy Johnson on the advisory board, so maybe let him get a little bit more involved. I mean, he is a Super Bowl winning coach with some kind of background. Not very big, just 3 Super Bowls. It's fine.
No, something.
Whatever, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years or something weird.
Actually, one of those guys?
No,
Switzer?
Yeah,
Barry Switzer got one of them, right?
Yeah. So,
but we all know that was Jimmy Johnson's team. That's
yes,
Switzer got
100%. Yeah. So I
said we all know. Now you all know.
Now you all know. But I don't know, dude. I'm so used to being disappointed. I'd hate to get my hopes up. But, like, you know, every year the Cowboys go into this is our year, right? We say it.
Yes, literally every year.
And Stephen A. Smith crushes our hopes and dreams every year. And Skip Bayless used to just try to defend it. But, no.
Dude, Skip Bayless is the freaking worst sports personality in the world. There's nothing
but
about
I don't
that
like
guy's
Stephen
genuine.
A. Smith anymore. And part of it is because he hates the Cowboys so much. It's internal. I will at least sidestep and say that.
I will say my thing about Stephen A. Smith is I don't enjoy him that much, but I do feel like Stephen A. Smith is at least a little bit more aware and knowledgeable. Skip Bayless, to me, the entire thing is phony. Every bit of him is phony and dumb. His whole vendetta against LeBron is stupid. Listen, you cannot like him, but to say he's a bad basketball player,
that's dumb.
Reveals how stupid
you
you
should be fired.
Yes.
If you're a sportscaster and you say that.
Yes. How does he continue to get a job? How does he have his own show?
Because some idiots out there follow him and believe him, and they want that extra little bit of viewership, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but that who cares about freaking Skip Bayless? I'm pissed that I gave him any mention whatsoever. Right. I hate that guy.
So go back to the Cowboys.
Is there one guy that you got out there that's got hey, I really want this guy. I want this guy. No, because this guy's going to be the difference.
I think we have everything. I think it's just comes down to putting it all together. I mean, we need a running back. Like, it would be great to pick up Derrick Henry. Like, somebody who is and that's a guy I would go all in for, right? Like, if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm saying, hey, look, I'll give up some of my money for this year or whatever it is to make this happen, because that's all we're missing. Tony Pollard is a great running back. He is not every down running back.
Yeah, he's not an every down guy.
No, he's your
fantastic change of pace guy.
100%.
Amazing change of pace.
He's a 1-2 punch thing. That's why him and Zeke were so good together. Yeah. You're not going to get Zeke back. It'd be funny to get Zeke back for like way cheap, right? Like, because he's got nothing now. But
yeah, I mean, spent a terrible year in New England.
So, but Derrick Henry's on the market, and if you were going to tell, that's where I would be fighting, because your defense is stacked. You got, Leighton Vander Esch has taken a medical. I think he's taken a personal. He's out. He's not coming back.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So he's had he's choosing his health and stuff. But he's been injury plagued forever.
So that means he's retired?
Yeah. He's retired. I think he's done.
Oh, damn.
I'm pretty sure he's done. I read that he's choosing his health over everything right now, and just choosing to kind of. Jerry Jones used a different term, but it basically like I think he's moving on with life, essentially. So
holy crap! Dude,
so there's
not know that.
So yeah, I would think Derrick Henry's my guy if I'm going after it. Do you think running backs? I don't know who else is a free agent. I know free agency starts here on the 13th. I think so.
March 13th.
Start kind of playing around. That's when we'll see some things. I know that Derrick Henry's. I think he's worked out for the Cowboys. There's been some, but for us, it's a running back. You need a running back. And you don't need a great running back. You need a guy that can get you 3 yards in a cloud of dust when you're on the goal line.
Oh, and Derrick, but the thing about Derrick Henry is he's the guy that can get you that 3 yards. He can get you 50 yards. Derrick Henry we talked about true difference makers. Yeah. We've said this in podcasts before. There is no running back that epitomizes like the stud running back the way Derrick Henry does.
And can you imagine him with a star on his helmet, bro?
Yeah, and I hate it.
Which I'm serious. Like, I would love to hear the haters, dude. I would love to be like,
if the Cardinals didn't have James Conner, I would be 100% pounding the table for Derrick Henry, because that guy, I mean, dude, he just fits the most, like, because when you think of football, generally when you think of football, you think of hard-nosed, hard-hitting,
usually,
you know, like alpha male, bam, bam, everyone's like
Ray Lewis type, bro.
Yes, like
just
bloody knuckles,
yeah.
like, dude, and Derrick Henry is that man.
As a running back.
Yeah, he is the man. We said this before. It's like when you are feared in the NFL, that's when you know you've hit the next level of Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Whether he makes Hall of Fame or not, I don't know. But he is on that tier of absolutely terrifying, amazing players in the league.
His stiff arm is like
awesome.
It is out of control, dude.
Dude, it's
like,
NFL blitz level, dude.
Oh, 100%. That's a great pull. Yes, dude. That is 100% how it is. Dude.
Oh,
He's
dude,
crazy.
Oh, man, I freaking love Derrick Henry. I love watching that guy on when he's doing that stretch left or stretch right. Generally, if it's a stretch left, is great because he's got that right stiff arm where he just
dirty.
He will start dribbling guys in the dirt.
He don't care.
Oh gosh, he's so freaking.
So that's
good.
my guy. That's the guy. Like if I'm gonna put all, and like I said, I think as a team, if you're ultimately, and I understand it's about money. And these guys, when they get to a certain, all they care about is their money. It almost overshadows your Super Bowl goal, right? Like, it's great, Dak. You're making $40 million a year, but you don't have a Super Bowl. What is the point in playing in the NFL?
And not only that, but that's how you're going to be remembered.
Yeah,
you're going to be remembered as the guy that made a bunch of money and didn't win anything.
Exactly. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to give up some of my money if you can guarantee me Derrick Henry in the backfield. Think about what it's going to do for your passing game.
Oh, dude.
Think about what's going to happen. They're going to have to put 6 and the 7 in the box, and it's going to open everything up for you.
I've got the biggest smile on my face just thinking of Derrick Henry playing football.
Dude,
dude.
Yeah, playing for the Cowboys.
Hey, guys,
you would be a Cowboy fan for a little bit, bro.
I would hate them less. Still hate them, but hate them less. But if this doesn't explain to you the difference that Derrick Henry can make, that dude turned Ryan Tannehill into a viable NFL quarterback.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, oh, dude, Derrick freaking Henry. Oh, yeah. And so you're saying if that's your free agent list, your wish list guy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I would say that would make, if, and this is an enormous if because I don't think it's true, if McCarthy can figure out how to use him and make sure he does use him.
And doesn't Pete Carroll it.
Yes. And doesn't constantly throw the ball. If he can make sure that he says, okay, you know what? We've got the most physical running back in the league. What we're going to do here is we're going to make sure we run and play action pass. Every once in a while, we'll drop back in the gun. We can do that. It's the NFL in 2024. It's not 1989, right? But
Agreed.
You've got to use him, and you've got to use him right. You could do two backs in the backfield. You can still have Tony Pollard. There's the guy.
There's your guy who throws with it. And here's the deal. When Derrick Henry's in, they know you're running the ball and they still can't stop it.
Yeah.
So they know when Tony Pollard comes in, hey, it could be a run, but it could be a pass.
And because Tony Pollard is an absolute game breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy that can take the ball 90 yards.
No, I agree.
But, oh, dude, yeah, Derrick Henry would be, he would work wonders on your team. Now, I don't know what the money's going to be. He is an older running back, so typically you can get those guys on a 1 and 2 year deal. That's financially viable for a team like the Cowboys who are always up against the cap because they pay their guys.
And Derrick Henry, you're looking at the end of your career.
Yeah, he is.
If you want a Super Bowl, you don't have one. If you want one, this is that gives you probably the best shot of anywhere else you go right now, where you can walk onto a team, because the Cowboys are going to spend their drafts on probably linemen, right?
Yeah.
They're going to try to rebuild that
Tyron
line.
Smith's not coming back. I
right,
saw that.
and then another guy too, and I can't remember who. Oh,
Zach Martin.
No, he's forever. He'll be a guard. For
Didn't
the
he
Cowboys.
retire?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the center.
Oh, yeah.
Frederick couldn't come back. They were talking about him, them replacing
Biadez, right?
Biadez. That's the other.
Yeah, the guy from Wisconsin.
Yeah. So
I could have sworn Zach Martin retired. Maybe I was wrong.
I have not seen that, and that would be devastating. He hasn't been in the league that long.
It's been like 10 years.
No.
Yeah, dude. I'm almost
it's
positive.
closing on 9 because I think it's
you know what we can do here?
2016.
It is 2024. What can I do? I can just go ahead and Google this. Let's see.
I want to
here.
say 8 years.
Let's see. Zach Martin. Oh, no. He agreed to a reworked deal. That's what it was in my head. Okay, so how long has Zach Martin been in the NFL? Let's see.
Dude, I'm telling you, I want to say 16 because he played at Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure it's 16, 17, 15, 16, something like that. So we're closing in on 10, but I don't think we're at 10.
Let's see here, dude. This would be his 10th year.
Wow.
Yeah, this would be his 10th
We're
year.
getting old.
Yeah, dude, we are definitely we are there. We're there when we're talking about guys working 10 years in the NFL, and we are significantly older than they are.
Let's not talk. But guess what? I just looked at while you were talking.
What'd you find out?
Derrick Henry bought a house in Dallas.
No,
I'm just saying. Now this will be his second house. I should clarify. But why would you buy another if you weren't planning on maybe going there?
Hey man, that's a big deal.
It's a really big deal.
Breadcrumbs.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not Hansel and Gretel, but I'm following them breadcrumbs.
Following that path.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, real quick, everybody, we are going to quickly just I'm not sure if you guys noticed those little giggles there, but we got 2 special guests on the show with us this time around. We got 2 special guests. First one is
Kempsey Deborah Pugmire.
and the second one is
Benton Mark Pugmire.
who are you guys?
Daddy, we're Daddy's twins.
That's right. Your
We're
daddy's twin.
twins and we're 7, but maybe in like 3 months we're 7.5.
That's right. So you are 7 1/4, huh?
Yeah, 3 months until we're 7.5. Basically.
That half is so important at this age, isn't it, guys?
Yes. So important. Yes.
Okay, so Kempsey, do you know where you get your name? Where'd your name come from?
Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, you did remember that. Okay, but what about your middle name?
My middle name is named after my grandma.
That's right. All right, Benton, where did you get your name?
I got it from a college in Australia.
That's right. And what about your middle name?
I got it from your dad and your brother.
That's right. So Benton's uncle and his grandpa, and Kempsey got named after her grandma. Those are very important things, huh, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just in case anybody's asking, my wife and I have never been to Australia. We want to go very badly. And when we go, we will make sure we visit the small town of Kempsey. And then we will also try and find this Benton College, which I've never found, but my wife swears exists. Isn't that right, guys?
She found it online.
She found it online. That's right, Benton.
Daddy and Mama were looking on. They're looking for a name in Australia.
That's right. Mama found this town, and she really liked that name so much that she said, "When I have a girl, if I have a girl, the first one, her name's gonna be
Kempsey.
Kempsey." Do you guys know where your little sister's name comes from? Come here. Come here. Come here.
This is our little sister. Where does it come from?
Red, can you say hi?
Hey, this is our little sister Rhea. Say
Okay, Red, can you say your name? What's your name?
Rhea.
How old are you? Well, you guys say it. Can you say 3 years old? That's right.
Hi, Jessica.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's too close.
Rhea. What's your name? Rhea.
She wants to know your name, guys. All right, Rhea, go find Mama, okay? And tell her about your dress.
If you could say it, just post it online.
Okay. What did I just ask you guys before? Oh, no. Where did Rhea's name come from? Do you know?
Australia, too?
Yeah. But what's her middle name?
Junie.
Junie. Not Junior. Junie.
Junie.
Kempsey got it.
That's Andy's daughter, Junie.
Well, Aunt Annie's daughter's name is actually June.
But her, there's another girl named Georgie.
No. Georgia. Yeah, that's a friend, though. So we call Rhea Junie. That's her middle name for a couple of reasons. One,
and her last name is Pugmire, like all of us.
just like all of us. So
we're the Pugmire family.
So Junie, we get that name from my grandma June and my Aunt Marcy and my Aunt Julie. Huh. Mm-hmm. So we get all those names.
Mix it all together.
And there is a town in Australia named Junie. Very cool, huh?
Like a town named Kempsey in Australia.
Just like that.
How did you get baby Dex's name even though he's not alive?
You know, we just really liked the name Dex.
Well,
and Benton just let everybody know that I always say I have 3 kids. I actually have 4. We had...
Because Dex died when he just got birth out of my mom's tummy.
Yeah, but that's okay. We don't need to tell everybody about that story. That's a story me and Mama will tell another day. Because if we keep talking about it, Daddy's going to start crying.
Never mind, don't talk about it.
We don't want to do that right now. All right, so quick question. Kempsey, what is your favorite thing to do?
Jump rope.
Jump rope. I know you said that. I've never seen you jump rope.
It's because there's jump ropes at school, but my really favorite thing is play with friends.
Playing with friends? Now, that's true. You love to have your friends over and play, huh? If someone would have asked me what Kempsey's favorite things to do, what do you think I would have said was?
Play with friends and
Dance. I would
And do gymnastics.
And do gymnastics. And the other thing that Kempsey loves to do, she loves to sing. You love to sing. All right, Benton, what's your favorite things to do?
Watch Godzilla movies with you and King, and going out with you for my Valentine's gift.
Oh yeah,
Right now it's morning, and we're gonna go to school in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's true. All right,
and my mom and dad are going on a cruise, so our grandma's gonna pick us up.
That's right, Benton. So when I say your favorite things to do, somebody would have asked me, I would have said you love to play soccer.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty good, and you love to play video games.
And watch movies.
You got to talk into the mic, bud.
And watch cool movies.
And watch cool movies like Godzilla and King Kong, huh?
Yes. And Transformers.
All right, guys. What is one thing that you would say that I say to you all the time?
I love you.
What do you think, Benton?
Yeah, I love you.
That's true. I do say that a lot, huh? Why do you think I say that so much?
Because you love us. Because it's like we're really special to you, and we are. Name is Rhea.
Rhea, can you say I love you?
I love you, Cassie.
You love Kempsey.
She loves me so much.
Hold on, sweetheart. We're gonna finish this up. We got just a little bit.
Rhea will copy me and follow me.
That's right.
Because she really loves me more, and she wants to be like me when I grow up. Of
She
course.
That's right. Okay, so why do you think I tell you guys I love you all the time?
Because we're really special.
You're very special to me. But why do you think I say that all the time? And what else do I always do with you guys?
Hug us and
Hug
play
you.
with us.
That's right.
Watch movies with us.
And so why do you think I do all those things?
Because we're special to you and you love us.
And I want you to know that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just say it and never do anything about it. I want you guys to know that I love you because that's super important to me.
Usually when it's time for us to go to bed, Daddy and Mama will come say goodnight, and they always say goodnight, and they love us.
That's right. Why? Well, you know what? I think that's enough. I don't think I need to ask any more questions. But, actually, last one. Does that mean that I never tell you guys you have to do things you don't want to do?
No.
No, that's right. Because sometimes I tell you you have to do things that you don't want to do all the time, huh?
We have to do things that you don't, if that's kind of boring.
And like cleaning your room.
Clean your room, do laundry, brush your teeth.
Clean the playroom.
And say prayers. And brush.
You don't like to say your prayers? Okay. All right, guys. Well, is there anything you want to say before we shut this off?
Let's do this again.
Benson wants to do it again. Kempsey, what about you?
See you next time. Have a good day. Have a good spring break.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast. See you later.
See you later. Next time, I'll probably be bounced.
See you later, baby.
Dude, the only reason why I didn't legitimately cry at some of those answers is because you were calling me out and it made me laugh.
I know, but I can see. I just get it, dude. Like I mean, I have 3 daughters. Like Dude, I'm not about emotion. I hate emotion. You can ask anybody who knows me. You know, you talk about this cold, dark, hidden. It is crazy. But kids bring that out in you, and it didn't even have to be your kids, but just seeing your kids, just that and your emotion on your face, which is why we need a camera, because there's just something about it. And every good dad and every good mom know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
When I say that, I don't have to show them. They just know, because kids have a certain special, I don't know, aurora, ambience, whatever it is about them, spirit. They're just, it just makes you emotional. Like, dude, I can't watch a Folgers commercial if it's too much, bro. Like,
dude.
I totally get it, dude. It's
Isn't
definitely
it amazing how some commercials just freaking hit you right in the parent heart?
I hate it so bad. I'm sitting there like, why am I getting watery-eyed right now? Like, what is going on? These girls have made me soft. I need more testosterone.
All right, dude. Well, another one of these. Going right back to what we were talking about beforehand, when Derrick Henry apparently bought a house in Dallas. Legitimately, let's say that's not going to be the only addition they make. really, where is your confidence in the team? I mean, be as honest as you possibly can. Where's your confidence?
With the team, I have confidence that I really am. I don't like Mike McCarthy enough. Like, I've met him. He's a nice guy.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
But he just doesn't utilize his talents.
No.
Like, he didn't this year. Like, you're trying. It's the Aaron Rodgers thing, dude. Like, he just wants to sit back and throw, and you have a running back who, I mean, arguably, I think they should have fought for Zeke a little bit. They shouldn't have paid him his money, but I think they could have negotiated with him to keep him around because he would have been a great 1-2 with, like they were. But Mike McCarthy he loves to pass, and it drives me nuts because he likes to pass when you should be running.
Yeah. I mean, it's trying to find that guy that can get the mix. You know, a perfect. You can't always. In today's NFL, you can't go 50-50.
They picked up that guy, the Minnesota coach, as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's legit.
So I'm curious.
Mike Zimmer.
And their defense is solid, and they're getting Trayvon Diggs back and have Bland playing the other cornerback. And if they keep Gilmore, and I think he only signed a 1-year deal. And
he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. So if they get him back, great. If not, I mean, we're going to be okay.
He's also. I mean, he's in his early 30s, 33, 34 years old.
Tenured, but he's still
tenured is a very nice way of putting it.
He still plays though. So,
yeah.
and depending on how they do with the draft, like I really think they're going to try to rebuild their line if they're smart. Maybe later in the draft you pick up another strong safety or something like that. But I could tell you they're going to be great, but I don't have no faith, bro. I've been a Cowboy fan for way too long.
Yeah, well, and that's the reason why I was asking, because if there's one thing you can guarantee you're going to get out of fans, you're not going to get realism. You're not going to get somebody that's actually give you a real take. I try to be that guy, but I know I'm not. I'm going to be biased.
It's so hard.
But you're either going to get the guy that's biased in a positive way, where he sees no flaws with his team and his team's winning the bowl every year, where the ship is, they're just sitting at the dock waiting for the ship to come in. You know, that championship's right there.
You know they'll be 12-4 next year, 12-5. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But whether they make it past that, I don't know, because the wild card rounds are like Achilles' heel. Like, it's terrible.
Yes. But I mean, the thing is, one thing that, I mean, I love to just rip on the Cowboys for being first round exits all the time. I love it.
I know.
Truth be told, dude, I would love to also have that amount of success where we're saying every year we're going to the playoffs.
I know. And
I can't. I haven't had that, you know, like that just doesn't happen. But as I say, the other fan is the defeatist, the person that his team's never going to be good enough. But that's me. I skew that way. I skew that way where it's like, we're never going to get there again. It's over,
dude.
We had our one shot and we lost it.
So it's a guy I work with. His name is Tim Driscoll. I doubt he listens to this at all, but he is such a hater, and he's a Cowboy fan. But he is such a negative Nancy with every post, anything Cowboy related. I always see his comment on there about something stupid, and I just want to punch him. But at the same time, he's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because unfortunately, when you've been beaten down that often, that's where you end up going.
I mean, I'll still put on a Cowboys jersey and I'll still say this is our year, but I know the cycle of that stupid meme that they talk about that is so true. It's gross.
Yeah, but it is. But that's also just the fact of being a fan. Like, I was thinking about it today in regards to the Suns, and I was just thinking, like, dude, what would it be like to live in, you know, the San Francisco when you had the Warriors, where no matter what, I mean, all this year and last year is talking about how the Warriors are done. They won the championship 2 years ago. 2 seasons ago, they won the championship. They beat the Celtics. And you know the Warriors are exactly that kind of team you don't want to see in the playoffs. You know, because Steph, I mean, he is one of the most unguardable guys in the NBA. And he can go off at any point. And now Jonathan Kuminga looks like a real player. So, I mean, what would it be like to live in that kind of market where you have a team that is just always on championship? They're in, like, Kansas City. How does it feel like to live in Kansas City right now and be a Chiefs fan?
But for so long they were trash. So like, it's just, I know,
same thing with the Warriors.
The kids nowadays, they're like these kids that are grown up Chiefs fans that are all about it. You're like, if you guys only knew the hurt.
You don't know. You
know.
haven't been through it.
So are you the one that sent me the name they're calling Seth Curry and his buddy?
Oh yes,
dude,
the Cum brothers.
What, dude? Dude, like, seriously, if an announcer really said that, I'm like,
on earth?
Oh my god!
Did you not hear what you said when you wrote this? Did you not listen? If you don't hear it, that's one thing. How you wrote this? This was a writing. Oh,
I was like, bro, the Splash Brothers were cool.
that's fine.
the Cum Brothers are not cool, dude.
No,
Like,
no.
I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, this is the world we live in now, dude. You've got that WAP song and the Cum Brothers. It's so terrible. Dude,
Whoever was trying to make that happen clearly had no idea what they had stepped into.
Yeah, they probably don't have a job anymore. Like, it's pretty sad. I
geez.
hope they don't have a job anyway. But
that was another one of those for sure. Right
yes,
there.
that's what I felt when I read it. I was like, uh-oh.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. What would it feel like to live in a real championship town? Like when the Patriots were going through. I mean, shoot, Boston had one of the most ridiculous runs ever with the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Patriots, the Bruins. I mean, for 20 years, if one team wasn't doing it, they just looked to the next.
Right.
Like, what would that feel like?
You could wear anything Boston and be good to go.
Yeah, because, I mean, shoot. I mean, we've never had that here.
No.
Never. We've had one championship. That's
the
it.
Mercury are always good, aren't they?
Dude,
I'm not.
Don't make me do this. Don't make me sound misogynistic. All right.
Hey, I'm just saying our professional women's basketball team
One of the things that Dan Bickley, columnist for ArizonaSports.com, 98.7 FM radio show, he always says, anytime that we're talking about championships, we're talking about the four major sports. Don't drag me down the hole of sounding like I don't care about the niche sports. We are one, dude. Shoot, the Arizona Rattlers were bringing home a championship every other year. So I mean, niche sports, we got it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the ones that bring in the money. Okay, the ones that are on TV. Okay, the ones that we're watching all the time. Coyotes haven't done it. I mean, they've been to the Western Conference Finals once. Obviously the Diamondbacks have done it one time. But they've only been back to the World Series one time.
Which is crazy because they're arguably under the youngest franchise we have, like pro team we have here.
Yeah.
Like, and they're the
in
only
Arizona
ones
for
that
sure.
have-
I mean,
they're
they
the
won it in
only
their
ones.
fourth year of existence.
Yeah.
So I mean,
What year did they become a team?
98 was their first year. 98 was their first season.
Dude, so I was going through all my dad's stuff,
Yeah.
and I found a Diamondbacks baseball that's labeled 1999.
Oh, dude, in 99. Listen, dude. Okay, this is what's crazy about the Diamondbacks. The first year, bad team. Expected. It's the first year of existence. Right. The very next year, we won 100 games, which is unreal in baseball. We haven't done it since.
This ball is like mint condition, like the purple and
purple and
turquoise.
teal. That's
teal,
what I'm talking about, dude.
Dude, it's so cool. I'm like, I want this ball.
Dude.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I want the ball.
That's awesome.
So
dude.
it's cool.
You definitely should keep that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean, okay.
It's got the year on it. Everything clear as day.
That's awesome. Because again, we've never won 100 games since. Even the team that won the championship didn't win 100 games in the regular season.
Cool.
I mean, winning 100 games is a big threshold, right?
Yeah, big time.
Okay, so nothing for the Diamondbacks. I mean, the one from the Diamondbacks had only been back once.
Yep.
The Cardinals have only been there one time. And you want to talk about an embarrassment stain of a franchise for the majority of their existence? It's the Cardinals.
I'm not even a Cardinal fan, and that hurt me watching James Harrison run 99 yards. And nobody could tackle that giant human being who was running like a 4.9 40 down the field.
For real.
Like, nobody could get this dude.
That's all because of Antrell Roll stepping on the field when Larry was chasing him down, dude.
But, yeah.
Anyway, so Cardinals, we've been back to the NFC Championship game one time, and we got absolutely blasted by the Carolina Panthers in that most disappointing game. The Suns have been the most consistently competitive team, and they had that decade under Robert Sarver where they were awful. Outside of that, they were always a playoff team.
Yeah,
they were always
the
a playoff
2000s.
team.
They were all. I mean, that was the best time to watch.
Steve
man.
Nash era, dude. Steve Nash, Maury Stoudemire, Sean Marion. That was the outside of the Charles Barkley era, which I was old enough to watch and love. That's when I fell in love with
Kevin
the team.
Johnson, Oliver Miller,
exactly.
Barkley,
Tom Chambers,
AC Green,
Danny Manning. See, that's when I fell in love with the team. Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
That's when I fell in love with them. So, but like again, but when they were great, 7 seconds or less. That was our high school era. That was when I was watching them all the time, dude. That was so fun. And not only that, but they like revolutionized the sport at that moment. Like it was just fun to watch. The point, all of that was to say, like, what would it feel like to live in a city that consistently produced championship-worthy television, like, and teams that were like always on the cusp and they were always competitive? What a world!
Like that many teams, not just like the basketball team.
Yeah, every team.
Every team.
Every team. And I think
we'll never experience it here.
I don't think so. You know what? The only chance that we have is if the Suns and the Diamondbacks, if they both become those super competitive teams. Now, the Diamondbacks are super young, so they have it, and they've been there before. And hear me when I say that does not mean they're going to go back.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things about losing the World Series is knowing the chances of you getting back there are so slim, especially when you got the Dodgers out there literally spent $1.2 billion this offseason on free agents. $1.2 billion.
But we swept them, so.
Yeah, we did. But that doesn't mean we're going to do it again.
All they did was pick up a $1.2 million broom.
Nice. But I'm just saying, like, there's no guarantee we get back there. I'm excited for the direction they're headed. The Suns are kind of on the other side of that. They've got two old stars. One all-time great in Kevin Durant, who's 35. I mean, if this was 10 years ago, he'd be done. At 35 years old, you're not still playing. But somehow in today's league, I mean, shoot, Chris Paul's still playing. LeBron James still playing. Like, we got lots of guys from the 2000. LeBron James draft class was the 2003 draft class, and he's still playing.
I can't even imagine what after a game's like for them. Like the amount of ice packs on them,
I know.
and like they probably can't even move for a while. Like they're just like taped up. They're just like walking on. Like it reminds me of Kobe Bryant when he was on the sidelines with all the crap on. Like, but times 10.
Yes,
like
dude. Oh gosh, man, the recovery they have to go through after every
that'd
single
be crazy.
game. But so anyway, I look at it and say that if two teams are able to consistently be those competitive guys, again, I've said this before, I believe in a high tide rises all boats. When you have those two teams setting the standard of, hey, we compete in this town, then you get the other two teams are saying, well, shoot, if we want to keep our fans coming to us too, we had better also compete. We better spend the money to compete. And all of that, we've already talked about how crazy it would be to live in that town. I don't know what that's going to be like. I don't think it's ever going to happen here. Best chance of that. But in order to be competitive, the Cardinals need to do three things. They need to sign Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle out of Miami. He's a free agent. Okay. Good player. They need to sign Daniil Hunter, defensive end from the Minnesota. Also, very good player. And they need the stars to align so that we can draft Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah. Oh my God. For a second, I had a little bit of a brain fart. Marvin Harrison Jr. for number 4. And we need to not allow ourselves to trade out of that because I've been hearing a lot of chatter of them being willing to trade the number 4 overall pick. And I don't want to do that, dude. I don't want to. We did this before when Adrian Peterson was on the board and we traded back. I don't want to do this. You don't want to give up the chance of drafting an all-timer because you thought that you could gain more picks. That's not the winning formula every time. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it works. We did this last year, and Will Anderson was the defensive rookie of the year. Paris Johnson played every snap, but nobody's saying he's the greatest left tackle or right tackle. I mean,
not even
Will Anderson won defensive rookie of the year on a team that went to the second round of the NFL playoffs. We traded that pick away. We can't do that a third year, dude. We can't do it again.
I don't have any faith in the organization.
That's the thing.
As
that
a
sucks.
secondary fan, I'm just saying.
That's what's hard about it. Again, as a fan of the team, it's like I look at it and say, okay, we've got money. We got tons of cap space. Do we blow it all on 1-2 guys? No, we shouldn't. The 2 guys I mentioned, they're going to be expensive guys. But we have no defensive linemen to build around. None. We have no edge players. We have no pass rush. We can you can say that, all right, this guy, maybe the rest of the guys can't, get to the quarterback. We got this one guy that can do it. Used to be Chandler Jones for a while.
Yeah.
He's gone. Oh, and when I say he's gone, I mean, you guys look him up on social media. That guy is gone. I mean,
really?
No idea what's happened to that guy.
Like disappeared, gone?
No,
like he's just
he is out there.
Oh, really?
Like on another planet. Like sad. I don't know what the heck happened to him. Like maybe he's showing some serious signs of CTE at an early age.
Really?
He is out there. I mean, to the point where he, the Raiders cut him, owed him a lot of money. They cut him because he was just, dude.
Not
like I said, I mean, maybe he just lived it up in Vegas. Maybe that's all he wanted to do. Live it up poolside.
That'd be a tough place to live, bro. Like
it's a hard place.
With that kind of money and those kind of I couldn't live in Vegas.
Yeah, that would be a rough place to be. But I do have some. I'm not going to say confidence. I'm not going to say. I'll say cautious optimism that the Cardinals do have the right people in charge. I think Jonathan Gannon is the right coach. I definitely believe in him a heck of a lot more than I do in McCarthy.
Yeah.
McCarthy's got a world of history behind him to say that I'm not the guy. He's got all the baggage to show that I'm not the guy. Jonathan Gannon, at least, is young. Dude, the guy's barely older than you and I. I think he's like 42 years old. He's in crazy good shape.
When you say barely older than us, bro,
And I say 42.
you're like 42. I'm like, bro, that's like 6 years.
Yeah. I mean, okay. But I mean, so he's
not.
It's
4.
It's not that much. But I'm saying he's senior to us by a little bit, and he's got the energy. I think he's got the energy to be the guy to have players want to be around him and want to play with him. So I think Jonathan Gannon's the right guy. If Monty Austin, this is where I will draw the line in the sand for me. The GM Monty Austin for it. If he does trade number 4 when Marvin Harrison Jr. is on the board and available, that is when he will have to win me back, because that is where I get rid of it.
I don't think they'll do that. Like I think if he's on the board at number 4, I think if Chicago's not going to take him, they're going to trade. Nobody's going to take the receiver number 1. It's going to be
no, that's not happening.
So number 2, they have enough quarterbacks. I think we'll go number 1, number 2. So I mean,
the big talk is this. The big talk is this. The Bears, number 1, Caleb Williams. We talked about that incessantly in part 1. Number 2, the Commanders go either Drake May, which is the guy out of North Carolina, or Duke. No, North Carolina, quarterback of North Carolina. Or they go to Jaden McDaniels, quarterback at LSU, Heisman Trophy winner, ASU killer, right? Program destroyer.
Had to throw that in there.
Yeah, well, it's important. Okay. And depending on who goes at number 2 to the Commanders, Patriots take the other guy. They either take Jaden McDaniels or they take, Drake May. So quarterback 1, 2, 3. If that happens,
I don't know how you don't take Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, you don't. Who are the Cardinals receivers right now?
none.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Hollywood Brown.
Who's a free agent?
Yeah, like he's not. I mean, he's fast, sure, but
But that's it. That's all he is. He's fast. And
But-
the worst part about that is we didn't even see that manifest itself on the field. We didn't get big plays out of him downfield. So, I mean,
here's the problem. Marvin Harrison, if he comes here, he's not going to have near the success he would have somewhere else. Because Kyler Murray can't see over the line, bro. I don't care how open you are if you can't see him.
Larry Fitzgerald came here, and he had 3 years with Kurt Warner. 3 years with Kurt Warner,
Right.
and he had 5 years with Carson Palmer. Outside of that, he had trash throwing him the ball. And I mean that. I mean, he had some of the worst quarterbacks. Max effing Hall was a quarterback.
Hey, Mountain View elite, bro.
Yeah.
Careful. The Toro Nation.
BYU alum.
The Toro Nation might come through the microphones right now.
Max freaking Hall, Kevin Cobb, John Skelton. I can keep going if you want me to. I'm just saying. And Larry Fitzgerald carved out a GOAT, not the GOAT. We all know the GOAT is Jerry Rice. But a GOAT debatable career with that on his resume.
With no Super Bowl.
No, he was there.
Yeah,
he
but it
got
doesn't
there.
matter. He didn't win. And that's
No,
where,
he
like,
didn't win.
That's where, like, you talk about the GOAT, it doesn't matter. Like, he's never in that conversation.
Okay, so if we take Jerry Rice out of the options, who is the greatest receiver of all time? It's not Michael Irvin. Don't say it. Okay, all right. Just making sure.
He could have been. He just got drugs getting involved. And he could have been really well.
That's a sad story for a lot of guys.
But I mean, I don't know, because Jerry, I mean, you got, like, think of Marvin Harrison back in the day, like, or Isaac Bruce, or you've got people that were pretty legit.
If you look at career numbers,
I'm not
Larry
takes
is number
the
2
cake.
only to Jerry.
But the problem is he doesn't have a Super Bowl. And that's what I'm saying is Marvin Harrison could be a Larry Fitzgerald, but if he comes to the Cardinals, the odds of him winning a Super Bowl. Like, I don't understand why people go to the NFL if you don't want to win a Super Bowl. Like, I get the money.
Money.
I really get it. And I guess it's coming from a place where I don't have somebody offer me $40 million. I get it. But
I'm telling you, the Jacksonville Jaguars came knocking on my door and they said, hey,
no, I was going to say the Cleveland
Christian
Browns,
Kirk,
but the Browns
we got $18 million a year.
I know, and I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, when you think you can have both, you can get some money.
Yeah.
But ultimately, for me, what would be the point? Like, nobody remembers you if you weren't on a Super Bowl team. Like, yeah, it's the whole heroes get remembered, but legends never die,
But
right?
Larry
Sam
is a
Locke, let's
legend.
go.
Fantastic line,
Larry
by the way.
is a hero.
No, he's a legend. His name is
legend in
Larry
Arizona.
Legend.
His
Dude,
name is.
he
I
is
know,
number
I'm not-
2 in every
I don't want to
receiver
take anything
statistical
away.
category.
I don't want to take anything away from Larry because he's phenomenal. But
He is
talking about
unassailable.
if you come and you're trying to win a Super Bowl, and the Cardinals are who you're going to ride that pony with, you're not. I mean, really, if it's just Vegas, are you playing those odds?
Okay, here.
Do you take less money to go? Okay, let's.
No. I'll tell you this right now. I'm not taking less money to go anywhere. Let that be known for me. That's who I am. Christian Kirk, good. Hey, you know what? I wanted you to stay here in Arizona. Good for you. Jacksonville came calling him with that checkbook. You answered. Good for you. So now when a guy's at the end of his career, that's different.
Yeah.
Right? Like Eric Gordon with the Suns
money
now.
while you're young.
You get it. You get as much as you possibly
can. And the rookie contract screws you anyway. So
exactly.
You really can't get your money.
You lose 4 years on that.
For sure.
You got to make sure you cash in. Christian Kirk. I mean, not Christian Kirk. Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Good on you, dog. Yeah, right. Good
You've
on
got to
you.
Cash in. He cashed in.
So here's going back to the argument before. DeAndre Hopkins, not the biggest guy in the NFL, not the fastest guy in the NFL. In fact, not even the greatest route runner in the NFL, but the best contested catch guy in the NFL. When he was here, Kyler Murray looked pretty good because he had a true number one wide receiver.
Had a bailout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every quarterback needs a bailout. Patrick Mahomes has got Travis Kelce. He's a bailout.
But
if I don't know who to go to, I can go here.
Shouldn't that be your bailout, your tight end? It shouldn't be a receiver.
It was Larry Fitzgerald for every other quarterback that came through here
too, right? Like he's the Wes Welker. He didn't play a true wideout.
Oh no. DeAndre Hopkins definitely was an X receiver. He was a 100% outside guy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like, my point is, do you want your blanket, your security blanket, to be an X?
Yeah.
Or a Y?
Yeah, because this is again, you're talking to a guy who watched Larry Fitzgerald be that guy. He was that guy for every quarterback that came through here until Bruce Arians moved him inside. Before that, he was the outside guy.
No, I know.
So, and I look at Marvin Harrison Jr. The one thing that you talk about with him is he's the best route runner in college football at 6'3 3/4 or something like that. Dude, if that's the case, then that means you can put this guy on the outside and you can line him up on the inside because he can do anything.
The Cardinals should take him. Make no mistake, they need to take him. I just would hate to be him and be like, I'm going to the Cardinals. I mean, it's money and it's cool.
Be worse places to live, dude.
Man, I won't even be able to see my quarterback throwing me the ball because the line's going to be standing
no,
up.
That's true. He's going to be like, all right, is it coming? Oh, there it is.
Not that I'm like, okay, wait, where did he throw? Did he get sacked? I don't even know. Like if you're running a
crossing
route, if you're running a crossing route and you're waiting for that ball, you're like, is it going to come over the heads or am I screwed here?
Now that's the thing that's crazy. This is what's crazy about that is people will talk. We said this earlier about whether or not guys are too short or too tall.
Yeah.
And they always talk about Brock. The one when I was going off on that ESPN guy, I can't remember his name, where he was saying that probably, but then he was saying that Brock Purdy was too short. I'm like, he's 6'1". Patrick Mahomes is 6'2". Honestly, what's the difference? There is a difference at 5'10".
100%, Eric. Can you imagine
playing
quarterbacks?
I know. I'm telling you.
And you've got linemen that are 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", but they're 300 pounds and they wear helmets and they're in cleats, so they're taller. You're like,
there's a difference.
That's why he throws off his back foot and just hopes his guy's where he's supposed to be.
See, and that's the problem with Kyler Murray. That is an issue. His footwork is an issue because when you got guys like Kyler Murray, like Caleb Williams out of USC, off-scheduled quarterback play is not how you become elite.
No.
It's not.
It's a great tool.
It's a great tool. It's a great ability to have when things do break down, because they do break down. You'll be able to get out of the pocket and make something out of nothing. But when that is your bread and butter, that is an issue.
Well, we talked about it because of look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't have that at all, but what he was a really good quarterback. So you can have it one way and not the other, but you can't have it the scrambling one and not have the ability to be a pocket passing footwork quarterback. You just can't. You can't have it both ways. It's definitely one-sided. I don't know what the right word is for it, but anyway, I'm just saying. Yeah, no, you have good points when it comes to short quarterback play. You are limited. I want to like Kyler Murray. I do. The problem is I think he's so entitled and he walks around like he's won everything, and I'm like, dude, you're not. He's not staying late working with receivers. He's not watching film. We already know that. He's not doing these things where you're like, I'm like, bro, like, do you even care?
Here's what I'll say. I think that was true before Jonathan Gannon, and the reason why I say that is because one of the things that was constantly complained about and reported, the issue with, why did I just blank on our last beautiful head coach's name? The beautiful man. Just an amazingly good-looking human being. How can we both? Could we both blank on this guy's
face?
I can see his
young
face.
white dude.
I can see his house.
I can see him
walking
sunglasses.
in the front.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Cliff
Kingsbury. How did that happen? Oh man, I'm pulling names out of nowhere like Charles Oakley, but I can't remember Cliff Kingsbury. Anyway, sorry, Cliff. I liked you. I will say this. I did like Cliff Kingsbury. I wanted him to stick around. But the complaint then was he didn't hold anybody accountable because he wasn't that guy. He's not that guy to step up in front of a guy's face and say you're not doing your job, which apparently was one of the things that Kyler Murray didn't respect about him. This is not me reporting this, by the way, guys. I'm not telling you I have inside information. This is stuff that was gathered, rumored, whispered. And because of that, Kyler didn't respect him. And so that he didn't do those things. He wasn't that guy. Apparently, that's the opposite with Jonathan Gannon.
Well,
he has a lot of respect for Jonathan Gannon. He's got a good relationship with him. And Jonathan Gannon is that hold accountable guy. Like, he is that guy to step up in front of someone and say, you're not doing your job. Let's fix it. He's not going to do it in a super negative way. He is in a, hey, you need to fix what it is you've been doing so we can get this done right. He's that guy. And that's why I think I got some hope for him. And if that is the case, and if Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray's got all the physical ability in the world outside of his height. That is the only negative physically on Kyler Murray.
I know, and he is really quick. He's pretty fast.
Very strong, accurate arm too.
Yeah, like he's got all that. It's hard when you just see the attitude and the demeanor.
No, and that's
and you're like
100% true. There was multiple times where me and my buddy, big Cardinals fans, he and I would watch just about every play. Both times would look at each other and be like, dude, he's not it. He's not it. And for me, I have to say, dude, I have yo-yoed up and down on Kyler Murray so much that I honestly, like, if someone were to ask me what my opinion is, I couldn't give you one because I have no idea what it is. I'm constantly changing my mind on it. Constantly.
He just needs to prove himself.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is.
He doesn't need to win a Super Bowl to prove himself right now. He just needs to prove himself as being a winning plus 500 quarterback. Like, hey, look, we're going to build this year. Or maybe we make it a 10-7 team. Maybe make the wild card playoffs. It's hard, I think.
And I would say after a 4-win season, if we got an 8-win season,
an
8 or a 9-win season, and we looked at our team and saw solid, legitimate improvement, and you saw Kyler Murray as a real leader.
Yeah.
And you those are things you can see it. You can see it, especially in football. Basketball's a little bit different. You can see that crap in football.
Oh, for sure.
So if that happened, I'd say, all right, we've got legitimate progress. We're moving. We're building towards something. There's no sport out there where you can have such quick turnarounds like football, though. Yeah. You can be the worst team in your division, and the very next year take first place. It happens every single year in the NFL.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm saying that's happening to us, we are not going to be taking first place from the 49ers.
No, not right now.
Outside of catastrophic injuries, we're not overtaking them.
No.
Question for you, dude. And then a couple things, and then we're going to wrap this up. First question for you. We need Arizona sports statues. We need statues for the guys that have played in this state.
We have one.
We have one, and he is worthy.
100% worthy.
He is worthy. Pat Tillman is the only guy that I know of or I can think of that has a statue. It's not at the Cardinals, though. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's at the Cardinal Stadium.
Is it the Cardinal Stadium? I thought it was at ASU Stadium.
There's one at the Cardinal Stadium for sure. It's
we've
on the
got
west
two.
end. It's Pat Tillman entrance.
Okay, so then I knew that there was a name. I just know that there's a stadium. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better because I was going to say I only know of the one at ASU, the Pat Tillman Tunnel, right? And so my thought was, okay, we need to have professional athlete statues. That needs to be a thing, right?
I don't know who you do.
Okay, got some names for you. First and foremost, Jerry Colangelo. Number one guy needs to get that statue.
I mean, I initially thought of players.
So. And you know what? Fair. But he's the number one guy to me that deserves one. He deserves one because he brought us the Diamondbacks, and he didn't bring us the Suns, but he made the Suns.
In the 90s.
Right. Well, not just that, but I mean, he came here when the Suns were like 2 years old, and he's with them forever. He made that organization. He deserves one, okay? He's the reason we have one championship.
I know who you're going to say for the Cardinals.
Oh, it's Larry.
Yeah.
Larry
and I
Fitzgerald,
wouldn't doubt
absolutely.
it. Like, absolutely. Like, he's probably arguably their best player to come through in a Cardinal uniform.
He's 100% the greatest Arizona Cardinal of all time.
Who does statues really anymore? Is that a thing somewhere? Like,
I mean, the Lakers do. They're famous for it. I mean, they've got statues like crazy. They got whole statues,
being
like
retards too.
Dude, but I mean, think about it. They have legitimate guys for statues.
No. I know. I didn't. So outside of the Lakers, I guess the Lakers are one, but
I know that it is a thing. It is a thing that people get a statue unveiled at stadiums for legendary
Kobe.
players.
They have Kobe. That's right.
He's going to have 4 statues.
Yeah.
He's going to have 4 statues because that's what he meant to that place.
Does Jordan have a statue somewhere?
Jordan's got a statue.
In Chicago?
In Chicago, yep. I mean, Shaq's got a statue. Shaq's got his number retired by 3 different teams.
That's cool.
That's a pretty big deal.
He is a big deal. Have you
He's
ate at his
big.
chicken place in Gilbert?
No, I haven't. Is it any good?
It's actually not bad, but it's expensive as heck.
All right,
dude.
I'm out then.
Bro, like 5 of us cost me $100 to eat chicken
No!
sandwiches. Yeah, it was terrible. But I mean,
No!
we did sample some other stuff like their macaroni and cheese and stuff, dude. But it was like $90-something for me and my wife and kids to eat.
It's going to be a hard one for me to swallow that one.
Go on a date night. Go on a date night because we don't. And you don't see the problem is again these age gap. I have to feed 2 other adults.
Yeah.
Like they don't just get kids meals. It's like this is why you're not going out to eat with us. You stay home and eat ramen.
Absolutely. Okay.
Sorry,
Randy Johnson,
Oh yeah,
the big unit. Big unit needs a statue.
Oh, I think that. Oh yeah, dude.
I can think of a couple other Diamondbacks that might be worthy, but Randy Johnson.
Counsel.
No, I freaking
J
love
Bell.
Craig Counsel.
Let's go.
I love J Bell. I was gonna say the
Womack,
other.
what was his name, dude?
I was gonna
Womack?
say Tony Womack, dude.
Yeah.
Tony Womack was my idol during that time, dude. Short, little, fast
Who
guy.
was
That's
the
all I
third
wanted to be.
baseman?
Matt Williams,
Matt Williams. Oh no, he was first. Was he Matt?
He
Yeah,
was
he
third
was.
baseman,
So
yeah.
who was first?
Travis Lee, Craig. Yeah, so it was Travis Lee or Mark Grace.
Mark Grace.
Mark
That's
Grace
what I'm
was the
thinking.
one on the
That's
team
who
who
I'm
won
thinking. That's who I'm thinking,
championship. But I was just for me, it's Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Randy Johnson is the greatest pitcher I've ever watched in my lifetime.
You know
okay?
his son is a Phoenix police officer?
No, I didn't know
I'm
that.
pretty sure, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so for the Diamondbacks, Randy Johnson 100%. Luis Gonzalez, you can make an argument for him. I wouldn't.
He hit the one ball.
He hit it
Arguably
terribly.
won it. Yeah, he hit it terribly.
Terrible hit, but it worked.
It worked
Who cares?
because they played in. If they didn't play in, that's an out.
Not just that, but it also that season hit 57 home runs.
True.
He had a career year that
you
year.
could argue his point just because of the
I
World
mean, his
Series.
numbers retired.
Yeah.
They retired his numbers. So I mean, he is a big deal to the Diamondbacks, and he still works for him. Like he's a great ambassador.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Again, Randy Johnson, he's the guy for them. The Phoenix Suns have got any number of guys. I could say Steve Nash.
Oh yeah,
Amar
I'm sorry, I was
Stoudemire?
thinking Coyotes for some reason. I'm like, I don't know
Charles
anybody.
Barkley, Kevin
yeah.
Johnson. I mean,
KJ. You know isn't he still the mayor of Sacramento?
I don't know if he still is, but he was
He
the mayor
was.
for Sacramento for
Yeah.
a long time. But I mean, like, I'm saying this only because, like, if we want to raise the profile of our city's sports scene, we need to look at it and say we've had great players come through here.
I think there would be a lot of people butthurt is the problem. Like, because it's not something we do, right? So if we all of a sudden just started erecting statues of people would be like, well, how come I'm not one? Or how come he's not? He should. And it's like, dude, here's like Larry Fitzgerald, I don't think anybody would argue with because who else do you put there?
Jerry Colangelo, anybody gonna argue that one?
Probably not.
Randy Johnson, who
but
can argue
but
with
I'm
that
talking
one?
players, right? Like if you're talking like Jerry Colangelo has his own statue for that, but I'm talking a player. Like if you picked one of the Suns, who are you picking?
I mean, if you're asking me, if I could only pick one Phoenix Sun, I would probably say Steve Nash, 2 MVPs, 2 or 3 Western Conference Finals. We didn't get to the finals with him, but the 2 MVPs in the era of basketball that he ushered in, I would pick him. And he was with the team for longer than Charles.
Okay, let me ask you this: if you did do Steve Nash,
Yeah.
long hair or short hair on the statue?
Long hair for sure.
For sure.
Long hair for sure.
With
100%.
the hair tie thing.
Yes,
the
with
hair,
the
hair band.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hockey.
Hockey, there's actually 2 names that I think: Keith Kachuk or Jeremy Roenick.
No.
No. What the? What?
Jeremy-
Shane Doan.
Shane Doan.
No, why would I?
Like, why would you not say Shane
Oh,
Doan?
sorry. I am embarrassed by that. I am embarrassed. I only said
Jeremy Roenick
I said
over
Jeremy
Doan?
Roenick and Keith Kachuk because when the team came here in '97, those guys were big deals that they came.
Yeah.
They were really good players. Dude, embarrassed. I cannot believe Shane Doan. I am sorry. I actually have a comment that you made a long time ago that I've been dying to talk about when we get to that subject. It's been on my list. Shane Doan, 100%. That is definitely the problem with that is where's the freaking stadium to put a statue?
Well, if they need to buy out, in my opinion, and I don't know if it's even being talked about, but the old Fiesta Mall, perfect.
Yeah,
I would go to hockey games if it was on the east
100%
side.
would. 100% would.
No
So
doubt.
that
I might
was-
even be a season ticket holder.
I'd heard that was rumored, but they ultimately passed on it because they don't want to buy any land that would require a vote. It's got to be land that they can buy privately, develop privately without any need for a referendum, any vote whatsoever.
But why would so I don't understand why the city of Mesa would not just concede to that and say, okay, cool, you're paying a crazy amount. Here are, I don't know, we want like something off the top, but other than that, fine, no voting. You do whatever you want, build whatever you want.
That I don't know the answer to that because the city of Tempe, I don't know what it is.
I just like it's dumb because of the revenue that would come into your city. Like if you really cared about your city, you're putting out giant because they'd probably build a giant hockey arena there, and if you build it,
The
they
retail
will come.
center, the hotel,
everything.
Did you see the renderings for what they were going to do there
No.
in Tempe? Dude, it was gorgeous, and not only that, it was 100% going to be paid by the Coyotes owner. There was going to be the only public funding was to do what the public already had to do, and that was to widen the road.
Yeah.
That was it. Outside of that, 100% financed by the
turned it
owner,
down.
and they voted it down.
It's so dumb.
And to make matters worse, that is a landfill that the city taxpayers now have to pay to fix and clean. That was going to be done by the owner. The owner was going to do it. So anyway,
Makes me angry.
yeah, it's super stupid. But anyway, I mean, we could go on this. Did you have any athletes you could think of that you said this guy deserves a statue?
No, you mentioned who I would. It would be hard not to do Steve Nash. I think just you want to do a Charles Barkley just because I grew up in the 90s watching him play ball. Like I get it.
MVP, NBA
yeah,
finals.
Yeah, and they made it to the finals, and Steve Nash never did. So
No,
there's
never
that.
did.
But so I think that's your 1-2. I think however your 1 and your 2 is, I think can vary. If you're going to pick one, it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
think I would like to say Charles, but Charles wasn't here long enough.
No, if Booker keeps going and
Booker's
keeps
it.
balling out,
Yeah.
he's the guy.
I would have said Booker, but the problem is you can't say him now because he's currently playing.
Yeah, like you can't even like it just depends on what his future holds and how
Yeah.
he goes. And I think he wants to be a Sun forever. I
Yeah.
think he would like he said, I'm gonna build a team around me. Like come here, I'm not going
He's
somewhere
not
to
going
build a
somewhere
team.
else. Yeah, he wants to build the super team here.
Hockey, you nailed it easily. Football, there's no argument. WNBA, we could talk.
Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, that's who you do
That-
for her.
I mean,
you'd have no doubt.
For a lot of people, they say that
it
she
ain't
is
Brittany Griner, that's
it ain't
for sure.
Brittany Griner.
No,
Nope.
it's Taurasi for sure.
Diana Taurasi's 100% it.
So, but that's it. That's all the major sports. I don't really know anybody else. But-
I can't. I mean, I was just say I can't think of any other team. Say Randy Johnson's my guy.
Oh yeah. In baseball,
Yeah, we already discovered that one. Yeah.
You can't argue that.
So I mean, I think we should get to that point. I think we should start having a statue village somewhere outside
would
of
be
all of these
cool.
venues.
It would be cool just to have a statue in front of every one of them that just to start with.
Yeah, and the best way to start it off with Jerry Colangelo.
Yeah.
He's
just
the godfather of Phoenix sports.
Just start. Yeah.
Hey, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is now on Netflix. Tell me you're watching it.
Oh, absolutely. My girls are watching it too. They were like, Dad, is this like The Office? Or I'm like, no, it's funny. You'll like it. The Office is funny in its own right, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is Adam Sandberg is something else, dude.
Andy Samberg is
Andy
so,
Samberg, yeah,
Oh gosh, my favorite cold open to any show of all time is when they do the lineup, and they ask. He was
Singing the Backstreet
singing Backstreet Boys. All right, this is how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Suspect number one.
Oh,
Go ahead and
God.
start us off, dude. Greatest
Everybody.
cold open of all time.
Yeah, number 5, he did. Oh man, I completely forgot how we were doing that.
Oh, I forgot this is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. If you guys have not watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like I said, it's on Netflix now. You gotta watch it. It is so funny.
Oh, for sure. It is one of my favorite. Just humor, 20-minute episode shows.
Dude,
dude.
it's
You can't
amazing
go
how
wrong
many
with it.
laughs you get out of that little show and those little tiny clips and the subtle humors. Oh, it's so good. Captain Holt. I didn't know who that guy was before. Apparently, he just passed away last year, by the way. Did you know that? The actor
no.
for Captain Holt? Yeah, he
Really?
just passed away. Yeah. Unfortunate because that guy, dude, his character's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's like it's just a cop version of The Office. Like they
Oh,
do the
yeah.
same stuff. And
It's
what's
sillier,
The
though.
nerdy dude cracks me up. What is his name, dude?
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
Charles.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
Charles.
Dude, he's
Oh,
so
dude.
funny. I just love that you just takes it all, dude. Like you just like
He's so
oh,
good.
it's good. If you don't
Dude,
watch it, you need to watch it.
Terry
It's
Crews,
funny. Oh.
solid spot
Oh,
for
yeah.
Terry Crews. But
Oh,
he's a good character, but just because I love Terry Crews. But dude, Captain Holt, man, the way that guy plays it, he plays it so
Dude,
good.
the whole show is done really well.
It is fantastic. All right. And as a matter of celebration, everybody, we have crossed over 1,000 downloads.
Yes.
Congratulations
Holy
to
crap.
us.
We've hit 1,000. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Thank you for listening. Keep
Yes,
sharing it.
Yes.
We're
like,
moving.
comment, share everything, please. And rate us. Please rate us
Yes.
on all the shows and stuff. We need that. It makes a difference. If you don't do it, you just If you're there, you might as well give us a rating.
You might as well do it. Hey, and I also want to tell you, if you happen to be walking by some corkboard at some random place, you might see a card on there that has on the back a QR code to which you can scan, and it will bring you to a link page where you can find all of our different pages.
That's right. They're going to be randomly placed out and about like little Easter eggs.
Might find one at Higley Hot Dog. You never know.
Oh, yeah. I want a hot dog.
You might find one at the hot dog stand down in Eloy, Arizona.
Ooh,
Get yourself a Sonoran dog right across from the Love's Truck Shop. I don't know what the place is called. I just know that they do really good Sonoran dogs.
I really want a bacon wrapped hot dog. That sounds amazing.
They are good. They are very, very
cheat
good.
Meal. I really need a cheat meal.
Well, dude, you getting ready to? You want me to start it off, or you set it off?
What? Which one? Oh, no, go ahead. You do it.
Okay. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Like fat kids in dodgeball. We're out.
The JJ and Pug Show theme song was written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Special thanks to Highland Communities for all the support given to our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show podcast wherever you do listen to podcasts. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Remember to share the show with your friends and family and subscribe wherever you do listen. If you're able to, please feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That is ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, whether that is by simply listening, whether that is sharing it with a friend, or giving us that sweet, sweet cash. We truly appreciate it all. Thank you so much.